Hey, Skiba News Nation family, welcome guys. How you doing?
Hey, pretty
Okay.
good.
Hey.
Man, it's been
How's
hot and sweaty here in D.C. But guess what we just saw? And I just posted a photo on Facebook not too long ago of Lindsay and I in front of George Washington, who just happens to be making the Baphomet pose. So thought that was very interesting, and I asked all my friends, like Gary Wayne and everybody that knows things about DC. I was like, "Where should I go? Like secrets? Where should I go?" And he was like, "In the rotunda. Look up and get some photos and videos of that." So I sent that to him last night. But it's going to be pretty epic, the videos we put together.
Oh yeah. My favorite's the Jefferson Memorial. If you haven't been, that one's very it's off the beaten path, but it's kind of a cool one. And the Lincoln Memorial is very temple like. It's like got this awe of reverence when people go in there. And then of course it even calls it a temple up in the inscription. But yeah, it's I really like the Smithsonian's like archives stuff. I didn't like the fancy, well, maybe it's the National Archive I like. I don't like the Smithsonian because it feels very forced, like it's full of agendas. Like you just go through the Natural History Museum and it's just like lie after, hey, this has not been proven. But then the National Archive has super cool old historical things and like ancient history. I love that kind of stuff.
That was like the one place we haven't gone yet.
I know. That was the one place. I was like, we should have booked one more day.
And we would have got it all.
And it would have been the archive. Because we don't... Because the archive is where the Declaration of Independence is and the Constitution too, right?
I think yeah, I'm not exactly sure which holds which. I know I think the National Archive has the Declaration of Independence, right?
According to the movie, yes.
Yeah. Nicolas Cage.
National Treasures.
Yeah.
National Archive.
Awesome. Well, you guys are going to be sharing a lot about what you've seen so far this live stream, right?
Yeah, but we want you guys to go first so we can eat a little bit because we haven't eaten all day.
Awesome. So you guys tuning in, just stay tuned because you guys are about to get some cool stuff from Jeremiah and Lindsay's trip in DC so far. So don't go anywhere. I guess I can start off, Opa, and I'll do this story and then I'll pass it over to you as I get my next one ready. But of course, this is pretty interesting news. Felix Baumgartner has died, 56 years old, after a paragliding accident near the Italian city of Fermo. Baumgartner became a global sensation, wink, wink, in 2012 when he completed a jump from the stratosphere at an altitude of 39,000 meters. Yeah, this is the Red Bull guy. And, I wanted to show the clip of what happened to him, but I actually also have a clip that I covered his Red Bull jump and included some interesting stuff because it was in promotion of my "What If the Earth Is Flat" film, and so it's interesting. Really sad that he died, doing crazy jump stuff, but they actually got footage of when he met his demise. So this is the footage that just recently came out.
Felix Baumgartner, the Austrian daredevil who captured global attention with his record-breaking 2012 skydive from the edge of space, has tragically died in a paragliding accident in Italy. He was 56 years old. The fatal incident occurred on Thursday afternoon around 4 p.m. along the coast of Fermo, a popular seaside destination on the Adriatic in central Italy. According to initial reports by the Italian news agency ANSA and later confirmed by Austrian news outlets, Baumgartner lost control of his paramotor glider, a powered paraglider, after suddenly experiencing a serious physical discomfort mid-flight. He reportedly crashed into the swimming pool of a hotel resort and died on impact. Accident also injures a bystander. Tragically, Baumgartner's paraglider also struck a young woman who was working at a nearby holiday resort. Fortunately, she sustained only minor injuries, and authorities say her condition is not life-threatening. Local fire services and emergency personnel were quickly on the scene, but they were unable to revive Baumgartner. His death was confirmed immediately, and investigations into the exact circumstances of the crash are ongoing.
Wow. So there you have it. Felix Baumgartner, the Red Bull jump guy who proved the curvature of the space. He was involved in a terrible accident. And you can see even from that footage there, just the speed it was, he hit the ground. There's no coming back from that. Sadly, it reminds me of that clip we saw several live streams back of the people who had to jump out of the hot air balloon. And he was going much faster. So if all of those people fell and died, he for sure was going too fast to make it. But
well, at least he loved what he was doing when he died. You know, do
yeah,
what you
that's
love.
true. Well, in memory of Felix, I want to show my clip "Catfished by the Curve," which I made for the "What If the Earth is Flat" documentary. In memory of Felix here. Here, check it out. Only 536 people have allegedly seen the curvature of the Earth with their own eyes. Felix Baumgartner is going to get his heart broken over the curvature of the Earth.
Oh, how I can't wait to see the curve. Couldn't see it from mountains. Couldn't see it from plains. Now at 128,100 feet, this balloon ride will give me what I want. What? It's flat?
Houston, cut to Outer Fish Islands camera ASAP.
I've been catfished. False advertising.
Curvature relationship expert Neil deGrasse Tyson comments on the relationship.
Standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface. And wow, he's in space. Look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth.
What if the Earth is flat?
Well, yeah, that was just a fun little skit clip I put together about him going up to 127,000 feet. And even at that altitude, looking out and it being eye-level horizon as far as the eye can see, and even backed up by Neil deGrasse Tyson. So I think what was interesting about that clip and why I'd made it was that so many people go up in airplanes, just like you guys flew to D.C., you rode in an airplane. Airplanes generally fly 30,000 feet, right? And so a lot of people who claim to have seen the curvature with their own eyes, unfortunately, it's just not true. You can't, if there is curvature, you know, even according to Neil deGrasse Tyson, you would not be able to see it with your own eyes unless you went up to like, you know, much higher. But that's if there's curvature at all, right? And we've not been lied to regarding, you know, cosmology, or at least the size of the Earth, or whatever. And so, anyways, Felix. Oh man, what a loss in terms of the sky jumping community. But yeah,
I'm sure he'll forever be remembered at the Smithsonian here at the Air and Space or whatever.
Yeah, he I think he even had, there might have been an exhibit for his jump.
We did see that Red Bull car.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people taking photos by it, so maybe that's why.
We did see an Evel Knievel bike.
Yeah,
so
motorcycle.
They do commemorate some daredevils.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
We did, on our flight in to DC, right when the sun was setting, we had taken a picture of it too. The sun was super, super, super red, and it was like...
It was getting brighter, and then we just like...
it was going down to like the horizon, or it looked like it was going to the horizon, and it looked like it was setting in front of the horizon. Like we could see the horizon behind it. It was like the weirdest, strangest thing.
We took photos of it. We'll have to show you.
Yeah, maybe the clouds were just strange because it was about to storm, and then it stormed so bad that we flew around Ronald Reagan Airport a few times.
I thought we were gonna die. I thought we were gonna die. But right when we flew into Reagan International Airport, which apparently is the worst airport to fly in and out of. But when we were flying in, we saw every monument. Like, we were that low to the ground, and then we got on the runway. And I was like, that was the craziest thing. I had an NFL player sit next to me, and we had been talking the whole time, and he told me a plane crash story that he almost had, and he was like, just be calm in a plane crash. And I was like, hey, man, I'm going to stay calm. And he was like, good.
We were the daredevils on our flight in. We survived some crazy weather.
Yeah, I watched your flight the whole way, and it almost looked like a drunken pilot because you were really zigzagging you would go way far north, and then you would kind of go way far south, and then you go way far north, and then way far south, and then when you finally got to D.C., you were on the south side, and so you were coming in for a landing, and then all of a sudden I saw the plane. I'm watching the plane coming in, and I saw him pull up, and I went, oh, he did a go-round, wonder why. And then you went way far north, and then turned around, and then came back in on the north side to land north to south. So it was strange. Also, you went way far. You went up to New Jersey, near New York, actually.
Yeah.
That's how far north you went before they turned around and came back toward D.C. So the thing is you had thunderstorms everywhere, and I guess the pilot was trying to avoid them all.
Yeah, you'll have to show me when we get back how crazy it was.
Yep.
Yeah, Opa, you want to take this next story, and I'll get another one queued up.
Okay. All right. So we got a little bit of an update. This isn't very long, but it's an update on the Air India crash. Sorry about that.
Explosive new report on the deadly Air India flight that crashed last month. The Wall Street Journal reporting preliminary investigation has found the captain of the flight intentionally turned off the fuel to the engine as the plane took off. More than 200 people were killed just seconds later on that London-bound flight. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest on the investigation.
Growing questions surrounding Air India Flight 171, which crashed during takeoff last month, killing 260 people. The Wall Street Journal reporting multiple people familiar with U.S. officials' early assessment of evidence say it was the captain who turned off the fuel switches seconds before the Boeing 787 Dreamliner went down. In the black box recording, the first officer is heard asking the captain why he turned both switches to the cutoff position. The captain denied turning off the switches. The Wall Street Journal says the first officer panicked while the captain remained calm. We learned this weekend from a preliminary report into the crash that those fuel cutoff switches went from the run position to the cutoff position shortly after takeoff. That shut off fuel to both engines. The report says the fuel line was turned back on 10 seconds later. New images from the aftermath do show those switches firmly in the run position, but it was too late. The engines failed to regain thrust.
We know that these switches didn't get bumped. We know that it was a deliberate action where you have to actually lift the switch and move it to the other position. It's not something that can be bumped from one position to another.
The captain, 56-year-old Sumit Sabharwal, was a veteran with more than 8,000 hours of flying experience. His first officer, 32-year-old Clive Kunder, had more than 3,000 hours. The Air India CEO says every Boeing 787 aircraft operating in the airline's fleet was checked within days after the accident, and all were found fit for service. The CEO of Air India also says that this is going to be a long investigation and that no one should be jumping to conclusions. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And not only did Air India go out and check all of their airplanes as far as the locking mechanisms on the run switches, there were several other airlines that checked all their 787 and 737 airplanes for run switches, and not one of them found any kind of a problem with them, that they all locked in place and could not be accidentally moved to the off position. The other thing that I found is that apparently before the captain left his residence, there was I guess he's in a building where they have a security guard. And as he left, he said, "Take care of my papa." And the security guard was like, "Whoa, why did he say that?" So that's the update so far. It's going to take a little more longer.
That's kind of red flaggy. I mean, they should have told somebody that he was talking like that. It's very odd.
Well.
Yeah, that's pretty alarming. If he's given ominous statements before flying an airplane into the ground. All right. Are you ready for this next one?
Yep.
Well, this is a series of several videos. While we've all been fixated on the fact that they're not releasing the Epstein files, there's been some pretty sweeping financial stuff being passed through. Let's just hear President Trump's words himself, and then we're going to look into some representatives that are really pointing the fingers at this legislation that's going to affect all of us when it comes to crypto and finances.
Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that. Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after? Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes,
Okay, so here's the first few statements of him hinting at how the financial system's built upon a decades and decades old system, and why within his presidency we're going to see some pretty crazy changes. Let's start with this next clip, which is what David Sachs says in an address that was recently given from the White House, and this will kind of focus in on what we're going to hear from Marjorie Taylor Greene here in a moment. But this is what he says. Pay attention to what he says at the end of this little statement he gives.
All right. Thank you, President Trump. It's a great honor to be here. And it's true that I'd never expected to work in government at all. And then everything changed after President Trump came on my podcast. And I accepted this job as crypto czar because I thought it was a once in a lifetime opportunity.
It'll all change after Trump comes on our podcast, Jeremiah.
Done for the American people. And if anything,
why don't you come on our podcast?
6 months of this administration have been more successful than any administration in American history. What's been done? It's just been incredible. President Trump has worked at tech speed. We're used to working fast in Silicon Valley, but even this is fast for us in Silicon Valley, the speed at which you move President Trump. It's really
listen to this.
And now today you have another historic
warp
legislative
speed
achievement
fast.
That is a monumental step to fulfilling your promise to making the United States the crypto capital of the world. This Genius Act will unlock American dominance in the crypto industry by creating clear rules of the road. It will update archaic payment rails with a revolutionary new payment system, and it will extend U.S. dollar dominance, like you said, globally, by creating a digital dollar that people all over the world can use. And for every digital dollar in a crypto wallet, there'll be a traditional dollar in a U.S. bank account, which will create trillions of dollars of demand for U.S. treasuries. So that is the power of this bill, is U.S. dollar dominance.
Okay. So that's the goal, right? U.S. dollar dominance. Now let's listen to some of these statements in this next clip.
The point of crypto is to keep it out of the bank,
Well, yes, until you're required to use a central bank crypto. And then they can basically turn the on and off switch anytime they want. And what you're about to hear in this last clip on this topic is the alarming safety measures preserving the concept of a central bank digital currency that are going to be left in the bill that's going to be signed by President Trump. And they say that some of the provisions that people are trumpeting that we should halt and stop, this is going too fast, that those things are going to get dropped in the Senate, which is a little alarming in terms of what you're about to hear here. And then that'll be the end of this topic, and we'll pass it back over to Opa here.
Yeah, we don't hear it.
We don't hear anything. Do you hear anything?
Were you guys not getting sound for this video?
No sound.
Okay, sorry. Say something.
Well, I thought he was gonna like it was just gonna. I thought it was gonna.
Oh yeah. No, it. Okay. Let's see here. All right, let's see if you can hear it now.
The deal made by the president to make sure that included was going to be the central bank digital currency. There'd be no possibility of a backdoor to get that. So where are we?
Steve, let me explain something. In 1971, we went off of the gold standard. The Federal Reserve did that. And we went to cash, a cash society. And the value of the dollar has drastically gone down to the buying power is less than 10 cents now from where it was in the 1950s before we went off the gold reserve. What's happening today on July 17th and 2025 when no one is paying attention, no one's talking about it, everyone is in blind rage about the Epstein files, and I don't blame them. However, right now, what is being voted on today in Congress is the entire setup, groundwork, and its entire infrastructure being laid to move from cash to digital currency. And the number one thing that is not happening today is a ban on a central bank digital currency. This means the ability for the government to take control of your digital bank account where all your money is and turn it off. And this is why I'm so upset and it's not being talked about. Steve, I was the only no vote on the rule last night. And Congress set a record last night and no one's talking about that either. This was the longest vote held open for
you hear this?
in history. And
This happened
it finally
in
shut down sometime around midnight because there was a deal made, and the deal will not be honored. It was a deal that Speaker Johnson made, and he said that he would put a ban on central bank digital currency in the NDAA. But let me tell you something. That's going to get stripped out in the Senate because what they told us all week long is the Senate does not have the votes to pass a ban on a central bank digital currency. So I want to lay this out straight for you all. You never thought in your lifetime that the government would shut you down, would close your churches, would close your schools, would close your business. And that happened only a few years ago. But what is happening today is the groundwork is being laid, and it's all in the name of cryptocurrency and stablecoin. But it is the entire regulatory process to switch us from cash to a cashless society to digital currency that can be controlled by the federal government. And there will be no ban on a central bank digital currency. There will be no way to protect your ability to fully control your digital currency in the future. And I'm voting no to this today. I don't know if there'll be any other no votes on the Republican side, but I'm voting no to this because I'm a Christian and I've read the Bible and I believe what Revelations 13:16-17 says. And I just cannot vote for a future system that will do that.
But okay, hang on. But I thought at one time you had a dozen or maybe 25. You had the House Freedom Caucus plus others that are saying, hey, we don't support any possibility of having a central bank digital currency. A lot of them are concerned about things in the Genius Act overall, but they're prepared to, say, we'll let that go forward. But they're adamant about the central bank digital currency. Where are all the other dozen, 20, 24 people that were with you?
They remain concerned. Don't get me wrong. My colleagues remain. I'm not in the Freedom Caucus, so I'm going to lay that out right here. My colleagues remain concerned about a central bank digital currency. As a matter of fact, that was expressed as a concern by Republicans in every meeting that I was in. But yet there was no massive effort on a large scale to stop a central bank digital currency. It's just this. They were saying, we've got to deliver. The president wants this passed. We didn't even know about the Genius Act until Monday, but they're saying we have to have this passed. He wants a signing ceremony on Friday. He wants this done. And they're willing to push it forward without guaranteeing and passing on the front end. My demand is, let's do this on the front end. Let's stop the central bank digital currency first, and then let's pass this stuff. But no one is willing to do that. They were willing to make deals that I don't believe will hold, because we were told all week, Steve, by everyone, that a ban on CBDC, central bank digital currency, will not pass in the Senate.
Okay. Well, as you hear it, that's kind of the cap on all this other news of them announcing the advancements, making the USA the leader and capital of cryptocurrencies across the world. And then kind of what she's saying there is that the Republicans have voiced this concerns, but because of their allegiance to Trump, they're rushing through this process without actually taking the time to put in legislation that will protect us from an even worse system of central bank digital monstrosity. And, it's just interesting to see. What do you guys think?
I think it's different. I have to know more about it.
Yeah. Just to clarify a little bit of what she said, back in the 1950s, the dollar or your money was backed by gold, and you had a gold certificate. Your dollar said on there, gold certificate, and you could actually take it to a bank and say, hey, I want my gold, and you'd hand them your gold dollar, or $10 or $50, and they would give you the equivalent of it in gold. Then when the Federal Reserve changed that, they changed it to a silver certificate, so that you couldn't get gold, but you still could go to the bank and ask for the equivalent amount in silver. And then they changed it to the Federal Reserve note, which is essentially an IOU. I'm afraid that, what they're going to do with cryptocurrency is going to really mess things up really well.
Yeah. I like Marjorie Taylor Greene because she isn't just completely devout to like the Kool-Aid, like Trump Kool-Aid. Like she really is an independent thinker, and there's definitely things that she's gone against that Trump is, very gung-ho about. Like
and Trump really likes her, and they get along pretty well. So if she's speaking up, maybe he'll hear it.
Yeah. Some of my concern is not necessarily Trump being a mastermind behind all this, but all of the underwriters and people that slip in agendas that are privy to how it'll affect cryptocurrencies and how they're slipping all this stuff through these thousands and thousands of page documents that are being signed into law. And that's what she was saying. Why don't we put up front, we don't want this? But man, anyways, that's probably good for me on stories this week, Opa, if you had any more, and then we can get on to Jeremiah and Lindsay.
Yeah, well, Trump also did some additional work this week where he had his opinion on some name changes. So let's take a look at this.
Us that live here in the district, you said when you came in, you were going to make Washington, D.C. great again. Right. One of the issues we've got right now is we understand there might be an imminent deal between the owner of the Washington football team, whatever you want to call them now, Commanders, and locally in getting the Redskins back to D.C. and RFK Stadium. That's on federal property. Right. Are you going to be involved in that negotiation? Yeah. And would one of the stipulations be they change their name back to the Redskins?
Oh, I see. Well, that's a little bit, nobody's asked me that one. Look, I think when the Indian population is a great part of this country, a great heritage,
And we were talking about Massapequa, Long Island, the Chiefs. They call themselves the Chiefs, or the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not changing their name. A great team, great people, great owners, great coach and quarterback. I love the quarterback, like his girlfriend too, and his wife. His wife is great. She's been a big fan. His quarterback's mother is incredible. I like that team. They're called the Chiefs, and frankly, I see nothing wrong with it. They call them the Warriors, and not that team, but a lot of other teams, and all of these Indian surnames and different names. And I'm saying that I think that's a positive thing. And when you go back to Indians, they told us they don't know why these names are being taken off. They're trying to. I think it's degrading to the Indian population, and it's a great population, and they like when they're called by various names. Now, Washington. The Redskins, perhaps that's a little bit different, but I can tell you that I spoke to people of Indian heritage that love that name and they love that team, and I think it's I think it's a superior name to what they have right now, and it had heritage behind it. It had something special. But a lot of the names having to do with, different places, not just Indians, but I think it's, they changed the name of the Cleveland Indians. Why would you take the name Indians off the Cleveland Indians? And now it's called the Cleveland something else, right? Guardians. It just doesn't make sense to me. So we're about bringing common sense back to this country. And it may be popular or unpopular what I'm saying, and I've just said to you. He's a nice guy. He got a lot out of me on this one, but I think most people agree with me. I think it really is demeaning to Indians. But to change the name of the Cleveland Indians, as an example, to the Cleveland Guardians, is not the same, and I'm sure it has an impact on the team.
Well, you want me to make a controversial statement? I would. I wouldn't have changed the name, but that's there. It just doesn't have the same. It doesn't have the same ring to me. But winning can make everything sound good. So if they win, all of a sudden the Commander sounds good. But I wouldn't have changed the name.
So
he likes winning.
And bring back Chief Wahoo from the Cleveland Indians.
So sure enough. And so we got one other little small clip, and this one basically is going back into the way back machine, as they would have said on Rocky and Bullwinkle. During press conferences, the president always gets all kinds of questions. Well, this one is my favorite president from my time would be Ronald Reagan. So here is a question that came to him during his press conference and the response that he made.
Mr. President, talking about the continuing recession tonight, you have blamed mistakes of the past, and you have blamed the Congress. Does any of the blame belong to you?
Yes, because for many years I was a Democrat.
So there you go.
That's something Trump would say, though, I feel. But yeah, he has more of a swagger about it when he says it. Funny.
All right, so that's all the clips that I have. So I guess we're ready for you, Jeremiah.
Yeah, let's pull it up. I can't control it here, guys, so we're going to try to figure it out. So as we walked in, that was the first thing we saw.
Okay, hold on. So we went to the White House.
Okay, yes. We went to the White House. We got frisked. Is that the right word? We got patted.
They're very secure. There was like 4 different stations that we had to go through, take everything out of our pockets because we couldn't bring any bags. So I had to make sure I had pockets.
And they were the nicest people that we've met, that I've dealt with in D.C. and going into the Smithsonian and stuff. Like, they were at least helpful and nice, not telling me to hurry it up. But they're very kind, and I'm glad that they do that kind of, protection because of the president being there. But after all these little, it was like what was it?
It's like TSA 4 times.
And it's like a maze.
Yeah, a maze. And if you know Jeremiah, he hates TSA because he has a lot of metal on him. He has like a chain and all his rings, and so it's like a nightmare. He always sets it off. He thinks he has everything.
Someone was detected at your Opa's front door.
Someone's at your front door, Opa.
Sorry about that.
But anyways, TSA, we finally got out and we went through the double doors, and the first photo we see is Big Daddy Barbara. And, you know, that's actually a pretty good term. I think I'm going to start saying that. Big Daddy Barbara.
Oh, poor lady.
But, yeah, and then this is the view that you get right when you go inside, like, and you look out the window.
And it's like it's like the Kennedy garden.
It's Jackie's garden or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that flag is the one that Trump just installed. He's installed one in the front, one in the back, and I think I put one in later.
Nice big flag right there.
All right.
So, yeah, that's the side.
Okay. That's another photo of it.
That's a big bush.
The big... Yes.
It's the Barbara bush and a different bush.
And that's us with a big head of Lincoln right when you walk in, too. So
I've seen 2 other giant heads of Lincoln like that around D.C.
But
They love copper Lincoln heads.
Yeah, they do. And they worship George Washington. I felt like back then they did, because George Washington is everywhere. And you guys will see what I mean when I edit the footage that we took today. It's pretty crazy. We weren't allowed to film. That's the theater. I think forget what president started doing that, but very big, very cool, very
Several
big, huge.
rows.
And then there I am with the his ex profile picture. I thought that was funny.
I didn't know that's what that was. There you go.
Yeah, and then that's the Bible that he swore his oath of office to this last presidency, and I think the one before.
But he forgot to put his hand on it, remember?
But we don't talk about that.
Okay.
He was thinking about it. He.
It was there. It was in the room. Okay.
But he did. I think he took the first one on it too. So I was like, well, so he still that's and it looks worn. Like that's definitely a family Bible.
Do we need to talk louder, or do we need to put the mics on, or what?
No.
Oh.
Can people not hear us?
Yeah, they're saying that.
Can you turn your...
They're much louder than us. We don't have microphones.
Yeah,
so
we're in a...
we'll try to talk louder.
iPad. Yeah. All right, but you can go. I think I have a couple of photos of the Bible.
And it was like...
I boosted your mic volume, by the way, so you should be a little louder now.
Okay, cool. Hopefully that's better, guys. Let us know if we're too loud. And then I had to take a photo of Big Mike, because Big Mike was just sitting there, and I was like, Jake would love Big Mike, because I know how much you love Big Mike, Jake. You love Big Mike. You always talk about it when we're off channel, but you know. No,
we didn't see any pictures of Obama.
No.
Barack. I mean, none. But that was one picture of they had of.
Well, that X one, the one that his X profile, that he put in between Hillary Clinton and somebody else. I don't remember. I think it was W's wife, whatever her name is.
Laura?
Yeah, something like that.
Or was that the daughter?
There's Washington. I'm sick of saying Washington because I feel like we see a portrait of him everywhere now.
Okay, so that is his official.
That was his official
portrait.
Presidential portrait,
and it was huge. It's probably 7 foot tall.
Yeah. Yeah, pictures don't do it justice. I mean, and this is the green room right here. There's like stuff everywhere. We tried to get as many photos as we could, but I didn't want to put all of them in our live stream because I want to do a long, video on it.
It was interesting because they like rolled back parts of the carpet of like where we were walking, and then they say when the tours are done, they like roll it back out like normal.
Because I think the president was there.
Because
for sure.
That's where they live, and I think there's another room that you're gonna see that they talk about like this was so and so's favorite room, and this is where they would hang out, and it's like this looks like the oldest house ever, which it is. The White House is very old.
It's a museum for sure.
Yeah, it's a museum more than a house, but you forget that they live there. Like, they sit in that theater and watch movies together, and, like, it's a real house.
I kept nudging her, like, hey, we're at the White House. Like, how crazy is that?
Washington's Graceland.
Yep. And then that's probably the most famous portrait, I would say, ever of a president, and that's the one that they use for every JFK documentary. That's the JFK portrait. And I think somebody could correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but they painted that after he had been shot. But I could be wrong. So it's just cool seeing these things in person. Another bust of George Washington. And then that one I thought was awesome. The fight painting. And I believe that's the one that Putin maybe had made for Trump, but they don't say that. And nobody quite knows, but I just thought that photo was really cool.
And so that's like right when you walk in. That's like the front door of the White House.
That's where
as soon
Obama
as you
was.
walk in.
Remember, he exchanged that one for the...
So as soon as you walk in, it is to the left, and it's big. Like all these portraits are huge, and then awesome. So to the left is that, and then to the right there's like a big grand piano, but that's at the entrance.
And they said some nights he plays the piano. So that is, how would you describe that? There's a presidential seal above us, but I couldn't really get it in shot. So I guess that's where the president comes out, right? When he does, addresses the nation, or
in front of the White House.
When he goes in front of the White House, and they let us take that photo, which is pretty cool.
With the flags and the seal. That's a legit photo.
And then there we are. Is that the back or the front?
That's the front door.
Yeah. So we have a photo of us at Graceland, like before we were married, like, and then we went when we were married. But the first trip, we had to wait till nobody was behind us, and then we got a photo, and it looked like nobody was there, and we thought that was cool. And then we had the whole thing to ourselves.
It looks like it from that picture that we were all like.
We did.
But that's the side.
That's after we hung out with Trump, remember?
And you get, I think, a better shot of it. And then we went to the Capitol, which, once again, this picture does not do it justice. The Capitol is huge.
The head is cut off a little bit, too. That was the freedom thing that's on the top of the Capitol.
So the Capitol is built mostly out of stone, and it was erected by enslaved slaves, like put it together. At least that's what they told us in a short little video.
Which we should all believe what they tell us. You know.
I mean, but it's made out of stone. You can see like giant stones. Like it reminded me of the pyramids. And when you're standing in front of it, looking up at it, it looks like you said, Jake, like a temple. Like it is a temple made for the gods. It is enormous. It's huge. I don't even have words. It's so massive.
That was her favorite thing, I think. Just walking around, saying how crazy big it was.
It's just so breathtaking. Like it almost looks like the pyramids. Like how did they make this back in the 1700s? How in the world 1800s? I don't know.
Whenever they made it.
In the 1900s, I know that for a fact.
I wonder why they always dress in black. They never see bright colors on.
I was so surprised that they had that.
Oh, that's the song he's singing right there. I wear the black for the poor and the beaten down.
Excuse my singing. I've never seen a Johnny Cash statue like that.
And he was looking down at his shoes.
And I didn't know he was singing that song until after I had been singing it. It's funny.
Living on the hopeless hunger side. That's so cool. That is a cool thing.
And then this was the one that Gary Wayne said, hey, when you're in the rotunda, look up. What did he say? Something.
What you're looking at here now, we're about to look at the top. It's the ascension of George Washington. He's our tour guide. The Wright brothers. That's where it is.
Okay.
The tour guide was telling us, like, George Washington probably would not have liked that they were saying that he was ascending into heaven because he was kind of a humble guy.
They basically call him a god there.
But, I mean, once again, I almost feel like that in itself is saying that George Washington is just this perfect man, that he's so humble that he would never have wanted this. And it's like, maybe he would have. But, so it shows gods, like mythology gods, and then mixed in with historical figures in the heavens together. And then, but this isn't a picture of George Washington. He's kind of on the other side. But George Washington, he kind of looks like he's going up into the clouds with the angels. And
it's crazy.
And that is the very, very tippy top of the dome in the rotunda. Because
he was supposed to be buried in the other room that we're going to show. Is that it? What happened?
We're starting over.
Oh,
quick run.
Well, that's me with.
Sorry, I was trying to back up a little bit, but
no worries.
This is kind of hard to control.
The beginning of the video showed like some little characters encircling the top of the rotunda, and it shows like history,
right
like
there.
That right there. So there's the beginning of the circle shows Christopher Columbus coming to America, and then all these other little pictures of amazing things that happened in American history, and then it ends with
the Wright brothers.
Yes, and then our tour guide was like, "Well, we know that's not where history ends, but obviously for a circle and this art, you're gonna have to end somewhere." And at the time,
We think it's because they don't really go to space. The last
there we go
big modern marvel was flying. Flying, but not going to space. You don't see any. I don't know. Maybe that's a conspiracy. You heard it here first.
George Washington. He's on the side.
Yeah, he's on the. I think I go back that way.
The Wright brothers.
Oh.
That's where it ends.
We got more under all the way up there.
There we go. Yeah, we see the Wright brothers on the very, very right.
If I get a better view. I was playing with my camera a little bit.
One hand is pointing up.
You do the same pose with the statue.
It's the same pose, yeah.
That is the exact same pose.
It's a different hand, though.
And then this is where all those weird statues are from every state.
So every state gets to put a statue in this hall of statues, and they get to choose one person that represents their state. And Texas had Sam Houston.
Yep.
Texas, our home state. Who else? Edison was in there.
Thomas Edison, yeah.
Thomas Edison, we noticed him.
There's a guy that looked like Davy Crockett, but it was not Davy Crockett, and I was very upset afterwards.
Oh, there's Amelia Earhart.
Oh, yeah, Amelia Earhart was pretty cool.
There was Rosa Parks.
So in the video, I'm just really admiring the architecture because it's so beautiful in there, just every room. So I guess I saw all of the video I put in there.
We can.
Yeah, that was yesterday, and we have more video, lots more video from what we did today. We went to the Smithsonian, the Natural History.
Motion detected at open.
You're popular tonight, Opa. So we have that, and then we also went to the space and air and space.
I took a photo where I look like I have special needs, actually, because the helmet's too small. But it's a NASA helmet, and I have it down, and then I pulled it up. It looks so funny. So I don't know if I'm going to post that or not, but.
And then we also went to American history. So we went to 3 different museums today. And we're not done, because tonight we're going to go on a Monument by Moonlight bus tour. So we get to see all the monuments at night. So we'll take lots of video and photo. I'm telling you right now, my watch says we've taken over 12,000 steps today, and we are not done. So we are tired. Should have probably booked another day. So if you plan on coming to D.C., don't just come for 2 days. That is my suggestion.
And prepare to be taken aside before every museum and frisked.
Yeah, don't
Get
wear
a free
metal.
massage.
Just don't. Don't wear metal belts or rings or.
And if you go to the White House, bring your real ID. It has to have a little thing in the side. So just remember that, and everything's good.
This is all good suggestions. But all the video what we'll do, the rest of the video, when are we going to put that out?
I don't know. Maybe Jake can help me edit it. Because there's so much footage. I've taken too much footage.
Do y'all want to see what we've bought? Jeremiah also likes gift shops.
Well, so
souvenir time. Show and tell time.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Well, I got this lanyard because, why not?
A lot of the Trump stuff was on sale. Okay, so I like patches.
Well,
I
this
have
is
a
all
patch
you,
jacket.
though. This is all you. Pretty much.
And we collect magnets, too. So everywhere we go,
Oh,
this is our Smithsonian magnet.
This is a good example of the tip of the thing.
Yeah, and so we got the rotunda, the top of the rotunda. Oh, somewhere else we went today was Ford Theater where Lincoln was shot. And so we got really good pictures.
We got really close, too. I reached over and they were like, don't do that.
I'm telling you, we went everywhere today. And then patches from everywhere. I liked this one. Vote for Abe.
I like my Vote for Pedro shirt better.
Yeah.
This one's the White House.
And Jeremiah bought me this because he said we didn't get to go to the inauguration when you came, Jake.
But we did get a ticket from our congressman, so I bought her an inauguration sweatshirt.
So I got a sweatshirt. It was on sale. Because they're probably trying to get rid of these. But, yeah, so it was like we were there. We got the t-shirt, so it was practically like we're there. And then we're going to find a cool photo to go in our little picture frame. A Washington D.C. picture frame, so maybe y'all can help us decide.
Yeah, subscribers help us pick what photo you like of us the most. Maybe we could do a poll. And then this thing, what was this? It's all confusing. It's National Museum of Natural History. The other museum is called the National Museum of
American.
History. It's just confusing, but it's of a dinosaur. And I was like, man, that'd be a cool belt buckle. But it's a magnet, and I was like, this is pretty dope.
Jurassic Park.
Presidential seal. Anyway.
We saw the little mosquito in the ember from Jurassic Park. They have that on display at the American History. Like what they used in the film.
That's probably the number one thing you need to do first because everybody goes there like kind of towards the end.
But yeah, such cool stuff. Lots more to share.
You'll definitely you guys will all see our whole trip, so stay tuned.
That's awesome. Awesome, guys. That's so cool.
So we're still in DC. It's right behind us. Everybody, Trump's waving out the window. We're a couple stories up, so he wouldn't be waving at us.
Have you guys been taking the subway?
We haven't taken the subway yet. We've been taking Uber.
Ubered everywhere. It's
So
been expensive. Or walked. We did walk like 30 minutes one day.
It's worth the subway. You guys should consider getting a day pass for tomorrow, or are you're only there for tonight, right? So
they have like an underground subway here.
Yes, so that's how Sierra and I traveled around, and it actually goes pretty close to most of the main hotspots. So if you guys wanted to, instead of an Uber tonight, I would highly suggest you take that because it's a really good experience.
Okay.
They're nice and clean.
Yeah.
No, they're not like New York. They're nice and clean.
Yeah.
And it's
We've been asking
simple.
our Uber drivers if it was safe at night in DC.
And they're like, no.
We've gotten some mixed answers. Some people are like,
I think they're like, no, we want your business. Like, use Uber.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, we're gonna have to come back here at some point in the future. So maybe we'll have to go with everybody. Jake, Opa, we'll all have to go.
Sierra loves Washington D.C., so we should for sure plan. And also, there's so much like free museums and stuff you can go to. Like, we'll have to make a huge trip out of it. It would just spend like 3 or 4 days there, just hitting everything and taking our time.
Yeah,
I'd love it. The girls would love it too. I think seeing all the cool stuff.
History.
Well, and the taxidermy, we love taxidermy. I mean, a lot of the places we go have taxidermy, and so just seeing different animals you don't normally get to see, even though they're not alive.
And you guys will see all that. I got some really good videos, some really weird taxidermy too. So, anyways, thank you guys. Great stories, guys.
Well, I'm looking forward to your full report next week, man. This is going to be a really cool clip because I always love your Gonzo documenting style because you guys make funny comments in your videos that like I'll be thinking the comment and you'll be live saying what I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have a filter. My filter was, I guess I wasn't born with it. What'd you say?
Yeah.
There were a couple times where she just walked away from me. I was just talking about like, oh, Obama, he's gay. Or whatever.
Someone would.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we got to get ready for our monument thing. It's going to be fun.
All right. I got to find out who's at my front door.
All right, guys.
They've been there this whole time. You better hurry.
Man, they're really they're really waiting for you.
Yeah,
They want your autographs. Probably your biggest fan.
Yeah.
Well, everybody watching, make sure to like the video and share it out. Yeah, we'll see you guys at the end of this week on Friday at 4:44 p.m. And also, don't forget to check out truthercon.com as you guys see
dude,
they're repping.
I put a sticker. We put a TrutherCon sticker right in front of the FBI building, and I got a photo of it. Right, you can see J. Edgar Hoover building, and there's the TrutherCon sticker. So,
oh man, I hope you put some stickers in some awesome places.
We did.
Gotta find the CIA.
Undisclosed, right? Like,
right.
Listen, is there a sticker in the White House? Just all right.
Maybe. You can neither confirm or deny.
Neither confirm or deny. Bob your head like an Indian. Oh, okay.
Yes, very good.
All right. All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right. Goodbye.
Adios, amigos.